Thin privilege is wearing shorts on a hot day. That's not privilege, that's confidence. Lots of people with low self-esteem won't wear shorts. If you're really so body positive, why aren't you confident enough to wear what you like? Just because someone has a larger body does not mean he or she binges or overeats. Yes, it does. Maybe not binging, but definitely overeating. You literally can't become overweight while undereating. It's just not a thing. Humans aren't naturally overweight. We become overweight because we consume too much of the wrong things. So yeah, if I see someone in a larger body, it's a pretty safe bet that they do overeat. When a 2-year-old says they're hungry but it's not mealtime, you give them the snack anyway, right? Be like the 2-year-old. Eat the snack. Except that toddlers are growing and won't eat out of emotion or boredom unless they've been taught. If you're legitimately hungry, then yes, get a snack. A healthy snack. You wouldn't let the 2-year-old eat cookies and ice cream every day, so why do you let yourself? Nearly all obese people are in denial about their size. 90% don't think they have a weight problem because bigger sizes are becoming the new normal. It's so sad that only 10% of people can actually recognize the threshold for obesity. And then on the flip side of that, only 10% of people can actually accept that they have a problem. But it honestly makes fat acceptance so much clearer. Because of course people can prance around in fat bodies claiming to be healthy and smashing scales to destroy patriarchy when they don't even think it's a problem. Let me spell it out. Obesity can and will kill you, and it will be slow and painful. A client with obesity confided in me saying she feels guilty for wanting to lose weight, because many have told her wanting to lose weight is a sign of self-hate. So this just hurts me so much, because you should never feel shame for wanting to be healthy and taking care of your body. In many cases, weight loss is a big step in learning to love yourself. And like it says, it's wrong. Wanting to lose weight is not self-hatred unless it's coming from a place of body dysmorphia or mental illness. Like, if you're doing it because you hate yourself, yeah. If you're doing it because you want to be healthy, you can still love yourself and lose weight. And you should always take your health into account. It should never make you feel guilty, no matter if it's physical or mental. Anyways, let's move back to crazy. What is thin fragility? Thin fragility is the offense, discomfort, or dismay that occurs when thin privilege is challenged as unethical. And apparently has two definitions. Thin fragility is discomfort or dismay when fat folk refuse to make themselves smaller to please diet culture. This is why I get death threats and ugly, ugly messages, tweets, DMs. Follow to make sure you get the rest of this vocabulary lesson this weekend. Please do not subscribe to that so-called vocabulary lesson. Thin fragility? Can you imagine if we flipped that? Like, fat fragility. The anger, outrage, or dismay a fat person exhibits when being told basic health facts regarding and that are relevant to their current weight. Closely related to victim complex. So this one I actually like. This one is a classic. Oh, I eat healthy, but I can't lose weight, or I eat good foods, but I'm still this weight, and then out come all the excuses, when it's probably one of these three things. That you eat healthy food, but you eat way too much of it, especially things like nuts and avocados, which are healthy, but also super calorie dense. You're going off track at the weekend or with excessive cheat meals, and instead of exercising the moderation of, oh, I'll have 1 or 2 slices of pizza, I'll have a single glass of wine at dinner, you're drinking 2 bottles with your friends, and next thing you know, you're all the way through a 12-inch pizza. It's not a cheat meal, and it's definitely not something that should be a weekly occurrence. That doesn't make you healthy. It's probably why you're still packing on the pounds. And finally, underestimating or not accounting for empty calories like lattes and sugary sodas and the little candy that you take off the desk at work each time you walk by. those calories add up. They still exist. This one is funny, but also an excellent point. Telling a dangerously overweight person not to lose weight because they're beautiful is like telling an alcoholic not to stop drinking because they're fun. Like, it's an excellent segue, too, because in both situations, you have to recognize that you have a problem before you can fix the problem. Everyone's always saying, like, to drug addicts or to alcoholics, like, oh, first step is recognizing that you have a problem. It's acknowledging that, and then you can work on fixing it. But if 90% of obese people don't think there's a problem, they're gonna stay obese because there's no problem, so there's nothing to fix. That's just the sad reality of the messages that are sprinkled all over by the fat acceptance movement. It's sad. Okay, what's next? Giving up on weight loss pursuits isn't giving up on health. It's choosing health. In what world? The only time this is the case is if we're talking about restrictive eating disorders. If you're overweight or obese, choosing to lose weight is choosing health. It's backwards messages like this that are so harmful and toxic of the fat acceptance movement. This is the kind of talk that convinced me it was okay to be 215 pounds at 5'3" and only 18. Wake up, people. Wake up before you die. So this one makes me so mad. Like, the flower power photo, which is the title of the original one with the flower and the gun, is like, it's a powerful work of art that demonstrates a longing for peace in a time of war and killing. And the whole point of it was that the use of non-violent objects, like the flower, were intended to show that the movement was not associated with anger or violence, and it was a powerful sign of peace in an instrument of death. And, like, first off, the fat acceptance movement is definitely not associated with anger. All they ever seem to do is rant and scream, and this thing's terrible, and I'm angry at this, and I'm outraged at that. And so, one, you shouldn't even be using symbols that are non-violent and non-angry because you're clearly very angry. And two, a bottle of meal replacement weight loss drink isn't going to kill you. Like, it's so belittling to the original message, I can't even go on about it. I have to move on. Okay, so my thighs touch because they're in love. No, honey, no. Your thighs touch because you ate too much pizza. Like, it's just cringy. It's seriously, the image itself just creeps me out. And I'm not saying that thigh gaps are the goal here because they're not achievable for the majority of people, and they're based on bone structure. And also, if you have, like, strong, fit legs, you're not going to have a thigh gap because you have, like, muscle there. But, like, there's a difference between thighs touching when you're sitting and standing like a normal human being and having them suffocate each other like this person's probably do. And, like, the ones in the image do. And, like, look at how small the feet are. Like, I know that's not the point. That is not an art critique. But, like, got these itty-bitty feet and these giant thighs. Like, your ankles would be broken with the thighs that are suffocating each other. Like, your thighs don't love each other. You love junk food too much to let them breathe. I'm so effing mad at my dad for forcing me to eat gross food. Rant, trigger warning. So he yelled at me about eating healthy. I hate eating healthy. He forced me to eat salad for dinner. Barf. And told me I couldn't have a donut. I just want to eat unhealthy because I don't effing care about my health. I've eaten the way I do for years, and I'm still a healthy weight. And look alright, so I don't give a... I would only eat healthy for weight loss. Who effing cares about health? I would rather live a shorter life than a healthy, long one. I'm almost 16. If I don't care about my body, then it's my choice to wreck it. I don't need my effing dad forcing veggies down my throat like a 5-year-old. I should be free to do what I want. Also, I don't need a ton of comments whining about health risks of eating bad. I don't care. Why would I? I look good. So I'm honestly hoping that this one is just a troll account. Like, please just let it be someone mocking it, because if an honest to God 15-year-old needs to be force-fed vegetables because their dad is that worried about their health and they throw this big of a fit about it that they have to go online and like whine and cry and just if that's an honest to God person, then I don't want to live on this planet anymore. So I realize that this video is getting super long and I don't... Is that a fucking bird? And I don't want it to like go on for half an hour because it's the first video. So I'm gonna end it here in part 1. And I'll probably upload a part 2 the same day, so you can watch both if you want, or you can just watch one of them if you're sick of hearing me talk. So I will see you in part 2.